Well, here in Corpus Christi, two boys are in the hospital after an argument quickly turned into a violent fight. It happened just after 3 at the Windrush Apartments on Castores Road, close to Houston Street. Corpus Christi police say one of them lived at the apartments and the other came to visit him. They say during the argument, knives were taken out and one of the boys was stabbed up to 5 times. Both of them were taken to the hospital. No word yet as of their condition. Right now, the suspect will be charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and this is all still under investigation.